So, after a mixed but lovely day's flying, some strong thermal stuff early on, some lighter conditions, some almost no lift at all conditions, and fly down and just wait for the sun to come back out. This is the last flight of the day. So I've got the wing lying right up at the trig point. Been a nice breeze there, so be a piece of cake. Clip in, do all the usual checks, pop the wing up, and then it's just tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe to just short of the fence. Now, you've got the Civil Aviation Authority National Air Traffic Service compound there with its barbed wire. So your left wing tip is actually not that far from it, it's maybe about 5-6 feet. And yeah, you've got your tip lines as well. So you just wait for the right moment, wee bit fourth force, wee bit thrust, and in a minute you'll see it and you just hop over the fence. So the plan for this flight, being the last flight, is to take off, fly it out a wee bit, then take left beat and carve downwind round back the hill and land down by the salt, oblique sand buckies on the road. So it just gives a short walk back up to the pickup. So even though there's no one else here, you want to be looking around checking the airspace. So as you near the edge here, you're getting closer and closer to the edge, while you're still physically about probably about 25 feet behind the ridge. The wing is actually getting a wee bit more lift here, because of course the airflow comes up the slope, and wee bit force, hopping over, slight dive, touch, and it's just tiptoe to the edge. Now there's actually just enough lift to stay up, but the air this time of night, starting to get a higher humidity. It's still quite clear, but with most of the hill on the lifty side now being in shadow, there's not really much point staying up for any longer. Sun's due to set within half an hour. As a matter of fact, by the time I got down to Tesco's it was dark, so just wait for a wee tiny bit extra lift, take off out over the power lines, and then take a hard left beat and skim round the hill. Okay, so we're just waiting for that tiny bit extra lift. Constant check of airspace and easing off, tiptoe, 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 and into launch. Okay, setting up, so lean right, then lean hard left, and bring it around. So most of the controls with the harness, just a wee bit brake added in there. And very much now onto the downwind beat. Skim past the compound, skim over the fence. Continuing round a wee bit more to the left. And then reverse the lean to bring it round. Actually plenty of height once it came over the road, so then went into the so-called minimum sink, which is the biggest load of nonsense ever, and degrade the glide to let me land right next there. So I've actually got in about a foot of brake there and just degrading the glide down and touch, just clear of the brickwork. Let the wing drop down and then just bundle it up. Now, even though there's no one else up on the hill, and this is not the wind side, this is the leeward side of the hill, very much in the lee here, nonetheless when I dump the wing here, although I'm going to be back in a couple of minutes, I don't leave the harness with it. You don't want anybody to be out walking and think, oh, I'm going to try paragliding and have an accident. So I just unclip, walk up, pick up the pickup, and head back down and get some food out my favourite reduce counter at Tesco's. Get some good nibbles. End of another lovely day in Scotland. This is Sunday the 2nd of October.